And we are back. Power Rankings, Week 10 edition. We're officially past the halfway mark. Let's get it. Number 32, we had the Titans, who are 1-8, staying the same. They lost to the Chargers in a game that was close on paper, but the Titans just dominated on special teams. Their offense was abysmal. I mean, yes, they only lost by a touchdown, but, I mean, the Chargers really dominated this game. Titans, I mean, just next year, man. Hopefully the guys going into year 2 are able to take a step up because it's clear you guys are just too young to be competitive, too inexperienced. Just overall a bad roster as well. 31, we had the Jets staying the same. They're 1-7. They were on a bye week. Number 30, we have the Saints, who are 1-8, going down a spot. Yeah, you lost 34-10 to the Rams. You looked horrible. There is literally no bright spot for this team. The good players on your team are either old or concussed in Chris Olave and and Rashid Shaheed. Well, he's concussed, but they're in trade talks, which, by the way, any trades that do happen, I won't be talking about besides the Logan Wilson and Jalen Phillips one, because the trade deadline is in 6 hours, and I'm recording it 6 hours before, obviously. So if anything happens today, just know it's either during or after I recorded. So sorry about that. But anyway, this team's just in a tough spot because your good players are old or in trade talks. And I'm not going to say I don't believe in Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck. But honestly, I like Spencer Rattler a lot more. So I don't hate what you're doing, trying to see if you have anything in Tyler Shuck. But I think this season's a lost cause. 29, we got the Finns, 2-7 down a spot. You ended up losing 28-6 on Thursday night to the Ravens. You already traded away Jalen Phillips for a third-round pick. Yeah, your season's done. You fired your GM. Your new one immediately makes a trade. For this team, it's just a matter of who is and who isn't going to be traded. Because I think you guys are accepting the fact that your season is over. Because you looked abysmal in that Raiders game. Or Raiders? Speaking of Raiders, Ravens game. Raiders at 28, 2-6, up 2 spots. You lose to the Jaguars. You were in it the whole game. You lose 30-29 in overtime because you made the gutsy decision. We are going to play for the win. We are not playing for a tie. I respect the decision. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. And it's crazy. I mean, Ashton Jeanty went off that game, and it's Pete Carroll, so of course he should, run the football on the goal line. He didn't learn from his mistake. You had Brock Bowers go for 3 touchdowns, which was really nice for my fantasy team. Thank you. It was good. I mean, you guys actually looked great. Your full team was back and healthy. This was a much different, game than people probably expected. It shows you have potential. It sucks because it's a bit too little too late, but I mean, for next year, you could definitely pull some strings, or on the off chance you're able to turn this 2-6 season around, you could be a scary hot team going into the playoffs. But yeah. Also, Jacoby Myers, I don't know if he's going to be traded. I think that's the only trade you make. The Raiders, I don't think are going to be buyers or sellers. I mean, they're in a weird spot where they actually they're a bad record, but they're competitive bad record. So they could turn it around. I think they're going to trade Myers probably because he has requested a trade. It's, not to do with the team or anything. But yeah, 27, we got the Browns, 2-6, staying the same. They had a bye week. Number 26, we had the Commanders, 3-6, down 3 spots. You lose to the Seahawks, 38-14. In the fourth quarter, you were down 31-7. And you keep Jane Daniels in. He ends up dislocating, breaking, something with his elbow. Yeah. He's probably done for majority, if not the whole season. So, I mean, your season's over. You're playing for next year. The only bright spot is, you made the championship game last year. Hopefully, with the high-value draft picks, you're able to, continue off of that run. Just accept, hey, this was a bad year, injury-riddled year. Next year, we're going to be going in full strength. Hopefully, we're able to make a run. That's about it. Right, because this year you tried to sign the guys to go all in, but they're all old. So, they regress so much. 25, we got the Giants, 2-7 down 4 spots. you did great on offense. 24 points. Jackson Dart looked pretty good. Not, MVP or anything, but definitely looked like a solid quarterback. Defense, however, 34 points. Could not get a stop to save their lives. This was a bad game for you guys because you actually, you look good, and this was a good team. It would have been nice to get a win, but ultimately you weren't able to get it done. This Giants team, it's one of those where next year I would not be surprised if you guys, made the wild card and, made a run, because I don't think this team's going to be, competing with the Eagles worthy next year, but I definitely think they're on the right track, and I think next year they will be conversated in, well, are they a playoff team? I think if they, continue with the rate they're going, they will be. 24, you want to talk about teams who couldn't get a defensive stop? It's the Bengals, up a spot at 3-6. They scored 42 points and lost. They allowed 47. This team, week in and week out, is just the offense doing everything they can, and their defense saying, you're on your own. Good luck. I feel so bad. This is the third week in a row they scored 30-plus points, and they're 1-2. Yeah, you heard me right, 1-2. That's all there is to say. This offense is doing everything. They even traded for Joe Flacco to try and salvage the season, and he salvaged the offense. But now it's the defense who they need to salvage. They traded away Logan Wilson for a 7th-round pick. Maybe that does something, maybe not. You got to hope you can get some stud. I heard Bradley Chubb's out there. You could go after him, maybe. That's a weird player for you guys, but sure. I don't know. 23, we got them boys who are going down 3 spots. They're 3-5-1. They lose to the Cardinals 27-17, who are at 22, who are 3-5, up 4 spots. The Cardinals win 27-17 over the Cowboys in a game that wasn't really close. Cardinals just kind of dominated. The Cowboys kind of did what they needed to stay in the game, but wasn't enough to win it. So, yeah. I'm really concerned for both these teams now. The Cowboys obviously just traded a 7th-round pick for Logan Wilson. That's a good trade because you get a guy who has been a dominant guy for years past, but has not been having a good year. You give up literally the worst draft pick you can, a 7th-rounder, which for most teams are practice squad, not making the team guys. So, I like that trade for you guys. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. The Cowboys have a great offense, horrible defense. The Cardinals have just been in limbo mode. They finally get a quarterback, it looks like, in Jacoby Brissett. People are talking about, let's get rid of Kyler. Slow down a bit, all right? Don't get rid of Kyler. I think this is just one of those where this is probably going to decide draft capital. I think both these teams are going to be competing towards the end, but at the end of the season, neither are going to make the playoffs. Evie, shut up. Sorry, my dog is barking. So, yeah, there's my stance. 21, we got the Falcons. They're 3-5. They're down 2 spots. They end up losing to the Patriots, but it was actually a close game. Drake London went off. 3 touchdowns. Trying his best to keep him in that game. They played so well. Just couldn't quite get it done. The Patriots barely sneaked that one out. If I'm the Falcons, it sucks because now you're 3-5. I think you guys are a great team. You're just not playing up to the potential. And the week you do, you play against a top 5 team in the league. So it really just sucks for you guys. With that being said, I think next year, obviously you're not without your 1st-round pick. I'm just thinking you're hoping these guys take the step up they need because you have these young guys on rookie deals. You need to see them take those steps up. All right? It can't just be one player a week. Number 20, we had the Vikings, who are 4-4, up 4. Yes, you beat the Lions. Yes, you dominate. You were leading the whole game pretty much. My only concern is it's one game, right? This is the same J.J. McCarthy you, quote-unquote, was injured, more like benched, in the earlier in the year. I'm not sold, all right? I'm definitely buying. Or I'm not buying, but I'm interested in buying. I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger yet. So, show me one more game against the Ravens, a top-tier team, and I'll be convinced. But until then, I do think you're a great team. It sucks that you're 4-4, and that's the last place in your division. But I am buying into the hype. I'm interested in the hype. I'm not buying yet. 19, we have the Texans, who are 3-5, -5 spots. You lose to the Broncos 18-15 off a game-losing field goal for you guys. CJ Stroud gets injured with a concussion. He's probably going to miss next game. If he comes back, I'd be amazed. Actually, it's against the Jaguars too, so that really sucks because that's a chance to hopefully climb back into the division. So, I ultimately think you guys are just going to have a really disappointing year because on paper, you guys should be way better than what your record says. It's just you've played so many top-tier opponents and you've lost by one score to all of them. It shows you can compete with whoever. You just haven't been able to get the win, and it hurts so badly. 18, we got the Panthers. 5-4, staying the same. I mean, you scored 16 points, but you won somehow. That's right there already like, wow. That was the lowest scoring point win this week, by the way. And you're good. I mean, your defense played lights out. You did what you needed to. You allowed a single touchdown with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Rico Dowdle, he's the main back. He gets the main back carries, goes for 125 yards. I mean, this was the week you guys needed to beat a top-tier opponent, and you get the win. And still, you're not even in the playoffs at 5-4. I mean, it's not even discrediting you guys. It's just the NFC is loaded. So, you got to step up. You have this 1-8 Saints next week. That could be your chance to sneak into a playoff spot. Let's see if you can do it. By the way, Meow Mix, I see you guys talking about coming back. You guys are so fake for that. Oh, we're tired of this team losing and spending every week making podcasts, so we're going to stop. And now that they start winning once you leave, you're going to come back? Okay, I hope they do bad when you come back. Seriously, bro. Don't come back. 17, we got the Jaguars, who are 5-3 down a spot. They got the win over the Raiders, but they struggled. It literally came down to the final play of the game that decided the game. You got the win. That's all that matters. You currently hold the 7th seed in the playoffs. However, there are teams right behind you. I think this team is definitely one of those who are going to be competing come December, January for a playoff spot. Now, whether they'll make it or not is yet to be seen. I do think if this team does make the playoffs, though, they are going to be one and done, unfortunately. That's my take. 16, we got the Ravens. 3-5, up 6 spots. Lamar comes back, you put up 28, you allow 6. It looked like that was just a much-needed difference. You trade away Jair Alexander for a 6th-round pick. Okay, sure. If you guys are able to turn this season around, that would be amazing. You have a winnable game against the Vikings, but, I mean, they did just beat the Lions, so you could be in trouble. I think that's actually going to be, like, game of the week. I'm really excited for that game. Really tough matchup next week. I think that's going to decide ultimately your playoff fate because being at 6 losses this early in the season, I mean, you're probably going to have to win out at that point. I just don't know if you're going to be able to win out. 15, we got the Bears. 5-3, staying the same. You get a nice win over the Bengals, scoring 47. You allowed 42, though. That's my only concern. By the way, they did all of this without Rome Odunze getting a catch. So, it shows, Rome Odunze is not that team's off. And without DeAndre Swift. So, kudos to the Bears. They absolutely, deserved that win. They did amazing on offense with, being without their running back and then their star receiver not even putting up a single catch or yard. So, for the Bears, great win. Offensively, defensively, you definitely got some questions. But you do get the win. So, you're 5-3. You're above 500 by multiple games. You have the 2-7 Giants next week. You have a big chance to take advantage of that and, go to 6-3, which I think is a great spot. 14, we got the Chargers, 6-3 down a spot. Yes, you win. I'm just not really buying the hype of you guys yet. You're kind of known as that team who chokes. I just think the teams ahead of you are better. That's not to say you guys are a bad team. I think genuinely, these top teams, even going down to 16 with the Ravens. I mean, there's a lot of conversations. 17 with the Jaguars, 18 to the Panthers, even down to 20 with the Vikings. it's just a really good year in the NFL this year. And we're just going to have to see the Chargers do more. Yes, you beat the Titans, but they're number 32 on my power ranking out of 32 teams. So, yeah, not sold. Number 13, we got the Steelers up 4 spots. 5-3. You not only beat the Colts, the score looks close. You dominated. Daniel Jones, you put him in a headlock. First team to figure him out. Your defense, which highest paid in the league, has been sucking, finally comes alive. And I think that's going to be the turning point of this Steelers season. They look like they finally just clicked. And I think, this team might honestly be a juggernaut because their offense and defense, I like both of them a lot. So I think this team does have a big chance to, compete for a Lombardi trophy. They have a good lead in their division. They could lose a game, maybe even 2 and be fine. So you got a nice cushion, but you got to continue to just keep going. Can't let up. You got the Chargers next week, so that's a huge game to show your worth if you can win back-to-back against good teams. 12, we got the Chiefs, 5-4 down 10 spots. You played well. It's the Bills. Mahomes didn't look great, and that's what lost you the game. But I picked the Chiefs. I was stupid to do that. I should have known, it's Josh Allen in the regular season, Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. Right, that was my bad. You guys are now 5-4. You're out of a playoff spot. I don't think the Chiefs are getting the 1 seed this year. I think we're going to have to see them on Wild Card Weekend. I definitely do think they're a playoff team. They're still in a great spot for their division. I don't remember if they've played the Broncos yet. But I know they still play the Chargers again. I know they still play the Raiders again. This team just got to turn it around because you're playing good. It's just you're losing these games that you shouldn't be. 11, we got the Broncos. Speaking of, up a spot, 7-2. You get a win over the Texans. It is definitely closer than you would have liked. But, I've said that the Texans are a team who will play you until the final whistle. So, no shame in you for winning a close one. My only concern is there really isn't a concern. I think this team, this team just gives off, they're going to fall off a cliff at some point and lose like 3 in a row. That's the vibe I get. Other than that, I love their team. They're playing well. Good coach, quarterback, receivers, running back. Everyone's playing well. Right? The offense is clicking. The defense is, I don't know. They're doing worse than I thought they would, but they're still a great defense. That's saying something that they're doing worse than I thought, and they're still great. With that being said, not quite top 10, but you are the first team out. I do like you a lot, but just got to see just that oomph. You're winning games not really convincingly. It's more of, you're winning. 10, we got San Fran. They're staying the same as 6-3. You end up beating the Giants. Offense did great. Defense, could have done better, but not going to complain when you win. That's all that really needs to be said. This is one of those where it's like Mac Jones seriously makes your team look that much better. If I'm you, I'm going to try and shop Brock Purdy at the end of the year. Seriously, if Mac Jones continues this, I think he is your franchise guy. No offense to Purdy or anything. I think you have the potential to be a franchise guy, but I ultimately think Mac Jones just gives them that extra little boost that they need. Meanwhile, you're kind of built for that team, where Mac Jones, he is a good quarterback who can play in that team. So, big difference. Number 9, we got the Lions. -6, 5-3. You lose to the Vikings. That sucks because the Packers lost. You had a chance to take the division lead, but you couldn't. With that being said, you guys are probably fine. It's a division game. It happens. But the fact that you guys got locked down by the Lions or the Vikings does concern me. Not for you guys, but for the Vikings, because that could be scary defense. That they're locking down one of the most explosive offenses in the league. Number 8, we got Green Bay, 5-2-1, -2. No surprise here, right? This is just, in my opinion, another Cleveland game for them. Their defense lights out. Their offense, we're playing a game of Clue. Who murdered the Packers offense? It was Matt LaFleur with his play calling on the sideline of Lambeau Field. Oh, man. Allowing 16 points and losing, that sucks. Because both the games the Packers have lost, they've scored 13 and 10 points. You shouldn't win those games. You've allowed 16 and 13 points. You should win those games, but your offense just isn't doing you a favor. If I'm this team, I need to evaluate whether Matt LaFleur, I think he's a good head coach. He's a bad play caller. Give up play calling, and I think this team is going to turn a new tide. But as long as he's a play caller, I think this team's going to continue to play down to their opponents, and that's going to cost them games like it did here. I'm not worried about this team. I'm worried about, defensively, I'm worried about this team if the offense continues the way it goes. Because, they are just so predictable. 7, we got the Rams of Los Angeles, 6-2, up 4 spots. They pick up a beautiful win over the Saints. And I'm finally putting you in the top 10. You've been at 11 for so long. People have been putting you in top 5, and it's like I'm disrespecting you. I'm sorry. I know I have. I'm finally willing to give you that spot you deserve. You played amazing. Puka Nacua comes back and lights out. This is crazy. I think the Rams genuinely are going to be competing come, January, hopefully February for them. 6, we got Buffalo. They get the win over the Chiefs. They make Mahomes make a lot of mistakes. The only thing I'm not buying is it is regular season. They kind of have the Chiefs number in the regular season. But this team is elite in my opinion. And I'm loving this little Bills-Patriots little clash. Same with the Seahawks-Rams. And even the 49ers you can throw into that one. This division right now is 2 bottom feeder, barrel lickers. And then you got, 2 teams who are, chasing glory and the crown. This is an amazing fun game, little season to watch if you're an AFC East follower. Number 5, we got the Patriots. Speaking of, they get the win over the Falcons. Not really convincing. You only win by a point. You allowed Drake London to go off. But you got the win even while doing that. That's what matters most. You won no matter how hard the opponent played. I'm a Patriots believer now. I think they're there. They're top 5 for me. They're playing so well. Their chemistry's already built. I think we'll be seeing this team come January. And not just they they made the 7th seed. I think we'll be talking about, how far can they go? Who's going to stop them? Number 4, we got Philly at 6-2, up 3. They had a bye week. Number 3, we had the Buccaneers, 6-2, up 3. They had a bye week. Number 2, we have the Colts, 7-2, -1. You lose to the Steelers. However, you still look good in that little rally at the end. You weren't able to come in with the win. This was just one of those where a lot of mental mistakes happened, and you ultimately were still able to keep the game close. That's what matters to me. I still think you're second in the league because of that, because even while in a loss where you definitely should have lost, you were able to somehow make it close. So even though you guys played abysmally for, 45 of the 60 minutes of that game, those final 15 minutes were enough to keep you in that game. So congrats to you guys for staying at number 2. You should have honestly dropped down farther. But, hey, I still believe. And number 1, I don't think there's an argument at this point. The Seahawks at 6-2, up 3 spots. They have looked amazing. The 2 teams they have lost to are the 49ers in week 1, which is a division game, so I'm not against it. And then the number 3 team in my list, the Buccaneers, by a field goal. They've lost by a combined 4 points against 2 teams with a combined 12-5 record. They are amazing. I believe in this team so much. Mike McDonald, Sam Darnold, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize every week. I seriously thought you were a one-year wonder with the Vikings. You are proving me wrong week in, week out. And not only proving me wrong, you're making me look like a clown. This team is amazing. JSN, he might honestly win Offensive Player of the Year. Sam Darnold, he's playing like a good quarterback, and it's amazing how the Seahawks got him for so cheap. They are in their window now. And then their defense. You allowed the Commanders to score 14 points. Come on, this team is there. So go Birds. Well, no, go 12s? Is that what they say? I don't know. With everything said, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I did. Let me know how you think I did. If you agree, disagree, let me know what I would change. I will see you guys next time tomorrow with predictions. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.